All right, I'm here with Dixie, and this is Larry. And Dixie here likes to whine. In this video, we're going to go over, she likes to whine when her parents go, when her mom gets on the phone or a Zoom call. So in this video, we're going to go over how you can condition your dog to not whine or whimper when you're doing things that it does that sort of behavior. Now, when she does that, she's trying to get attention, is all she's trying to do. So she's not going to, of course, do it here, so I'm just going to pantomime. So we'll use you, Larry. So let's say that every time I pick up the phone like this, she recognizes, well, I'm losing the person's attention. I'm not getting the attention. So what we want to do is we want to create a positive association. Anytime your dog is reacting to something negatively, ask yourself, have you taught the dog how it should behave in that situation? And if you haven't, then what you want to do is break down the activity in a small individual step. First of all, the easiest version of the activity, and then individual steps. So yeah, you can tell that Larry really likes my treats. So we're going to put you back over there. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the action followed by a reinforcer. There we go. So we're going to pretend this is you because you're not doing it. So I'm going to make sure the dog's looking at me, and I'm going to say, hello? Hi, Mary, how you doing? So what we're going to do is at first I'm just going to raise it, say hello, and then give the dog, and put it down and give the dog a treat. The idea is eventually we want to say, hello, no, I don't want to buy any Amway. No more political calls for me, thank you. I've already voted. So what we want to do is gradually elongate. At first you just raise your phone up and then put it down and give the dog a treat. She shouldn't be whining or whimpering when this is going on. So the idea is you're going to beat her to the whine with a treat. But otherwise, if she whines, we give her a treat. That's what we're rewarding. But after a while, we hold it up for 2 seconds. Then we put it down and give the dog a treat. And then 3 seconds. And let's say you get to 4 seconds and the dog starts whimpering, then I back up to 3 and practice at 3. Also, Dominoes. Now be careful if she barks. Make sure there's at least a gap of about 5 seconds before that, before we practice. Otherwise, that can be confusing. So the idea is we want, like same thing for Zoom calls. We go to, now Zoom calls a little different. What I was just going to talk about is dogs do not generalize well. So I'm going to do this activity with the phone. Don't just do it sitting here. Do it sitting here, do it sitting there, do it sitting there, over there. Do it in different rooms of the house, do it at different times of the day. So let's say that I'm going to have an important phone call with my boss. Well, I might go, hey boss, yeah, I've got the TPS reports. And you might preface it by doing this and getting your dog ready for it. Now, actually, if I'm going to do a Zoom call or a phone call, I'm going to exercise my dogs first. These are older dogs. They don't need the amount of exercise of younger dogs. I'm going to take my dog for a walk and get them burn off the excess energy. Then I'm going to have a bully stick or a puzzle game or something like that to give the dog to do during a Zoom call, so that I'm actually, the dog is preoccupied instead of doing this, and then what do? Quiet, I'm having a Zoom call. Well, any attention is validating to a dog, so that would motivate her to want to do it. If I give her this treat, that's also going to motivate her to want to do it. But if I practice, yeah, boss, I'll get that for you. Oh, yeah, boss. So again, you want to keep it very short. So at first you raise your hand, say hello, take it down and give the dog a treat. And then 2 words. 3 words, and it's not necessarily each time you pick it up it's an extra word, but you want to go in that direction. But if the dog protests, back up to the previous iteration and practice a couple successes. What we're doing is helping the dog practice. When I put my phone to the ear, you get a treat after the phone gets down. At first it's only 1 second. After a while, you'll like pretend talk for like 5 minutes, then put your phone down and give the dog a treat. If you go very slowly, the dog will be comfortable and relaxed about that. And actually look at the phone call. Can we get somebody else to call you? Can we get another telemarketer call? Because that means I'm going to get a treat at the end of the call. Now for a Zoom meeting, we're going to go to one location usually. I'm assuming you have a desk or something. Okay, so we go there, that's their condition. You sit there and that sound comes on. I don't know, Zoom have a sound? I can't remember. So yeah, and a lot of times dogs learn through association. I hear that Zoom, that means you're going to be on the phone, and that's the time that I get the treats from the fastest because you're trying to get your dog to be quiet instead of barking like this. So I would again do a Zoom call. Sit. I would do a Zoom call with a friend. Or just go to your computer and next time you have a Zoom call, record on your phone the audio of that sound coming. And if, let's say it's a bong sound. So I would play it. Bong. Treat. Bong. 1, 2. Treat. Bong. Top of the T-board. Give the dog a treat. So I'm recreating all the things that I'm going to do in a Zoom call, but in very small slivers. I know, buddy. Here, I'll give you one over here. In very small slivers, so the dog practices not barking. And if I wait patiently, then I get a treat. And at first it's 1 second, then 2 seconds, then 3 seconds. Eventually I'm typing on the keyboard, and you're doing, so recognize all the things you do on a Zoom call or whatever it is, and make them individually steps so you've done all of them, so your dog doesn't bark like this. What she's doing is competing for the attention because I'm talking to the camera. So if she says, I just sit here and wait, and then she's gonna get a treat, and we go very progressively, and then she'll just sit there waiting for you, and then you get done with your phone call, you put your phone down, and then you hand her the treat. Well, this beautiful girl is Dixie. This is Larry, who I was calling George, and these are some tips and tricks you can use if your dog likes to bark at you when you're on the phone.